I recently did a 10-minute talk on how to write a book, and I'm going to give you all the cliff notes because I'm Danielle Massey, author of Shadow Work and some upcoming things that I have in the works, and I'm excited to share with you the whole process so that you don't have to deal with any of the questions that I had as I was going through the writing process for the first time. We've all got a book inside of us. Everybody has the capability to write a book, but one of the big problems that new authors have is that they have so many books inside of them that it's really hard for them to maintain a clear focus. So advice piece number one is to make sure that you have a very clear and linear idea of what your book's core message is and how you're going to take people from the beginning to the end with that one topic. All of the stories and things that you share with it should feed into that linear process so that your readers can follow you on that journey. Next is publishing. There's a couple different options for publishing, but the main ones are traditional publishing and going through a publishing house with an agent, or self-publishing, where you yourself become the publisher and you're responsible for everything, from the cover of the book all the way down to the editing of the book. Both are popular nowadays and both have their pros and cons, but you're going to have to weigh which one is better for you. The briefest overview of why to go one way or the other is to think about what works best for what you're trying to put out there. For self-publishing, you don't have to wait. The book can come out in a week, it could come out in a month, and you have total control. You decide what the book is going to look like, what it's called. You're in charge of the tone and the messaging of the book, but you're also in charge of all the work behind marketing and figuring out how to get your book in front of people so that they know that it exists. The other plus with going with self-publishing is that all the money that's made from the book goes to you. There's no sharing of that money. The pros of going with a traditional publishing house are that you get a book deal where you get paid to write the book. So you're getting a check before you do anything, and you're not paying for editors and you're not paying for artists. You don't have to think through a lot of those different pieces, but you are on deadlines, and things typically move a lot slower with traditional publishing because it's on the publishing house's timeline, not on yours. You don't even get to choose when the book comes out or what the book is going to look like. But the big plus is that your book is widespread, because the bigger your publishing house is, the more bookstores are going to have your book. So you have a much bigger reach than you would with self-publishing. The next thing to know is that the most important piece of writing a nonfiction book is your book proposal. You have to put all that together. So whether you're going with a traditional publishing house or a self-publisher, I always say to make sure that you have all of that done and ready to go, and that it's clean and polished, clear and concise, so that you have that one succinct message from start to finish. You also know how you're going to market your book and get it out there, and you're ready to pitch your book to anybody and let them know why you are the one to write that book. And lastly, the most important thing about writing a book, and something that might be different now versus back in the 90s, is that you have to be popular. The more popular you are, the bigger your platform is, the more engagement you have on social media, the more of an audience you have that's going to buy your book. And whether you go with traditional publishing houses or self-publishing, having an audience to buy your book is going to matter. So take that into consideration and think about how you're going to build that up and become an authority on whatever your topic is. If you have any questions about any of this, please reach out in the comments. I'm happy to help you write your book.